Hello and welcome back to the Design Boss Dialogue podcast. So, I want to start this episode slightly differently today. This conversation was inspired directly by two women inside the Facebook group who shared what they truly want from 2026. So this Facebook group is the Designers Blueprint Bootcamp, which we're starting on the 23rd of Feb. And they shared what they've also struggled with in 2025. And I want to say this before anything else. Their honesty has been so powerful because what they shared is not unique. It is echoed by so many women quietly building interior design businesses behind the scenes. So if you're listening to this thinking, then this feels like me, then this episode is for you, but you're going to want to sign up to the bootcamp when we get to the end of this podcast. So what I see time and time again is that women crave direction. They crave structure, they crave clarity, not because they're incapable, but because they're trying to grow without a framework. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today, okay? Because both of these women that are in the Facebook group for our Designers Blueprint Bootcamp starting on Monday the 23rd of Feb have shared something very, very similar. They want 2026 to be the year that they lay the right foundations for their interior design business. They want to feel prepared, informed, grounded, and they want to secure their first clients or projects with clients who trust them, respect them, and allow them to do their job really, really well. And another one has shared that she wants to be full-time in her business. She wants proper clients. She wants to stop procrastinating and stop filling her days with tasks that, seem to feel urgent, but they actually aren't. And I want to say something really, really important here. These are not big, unrealistic desires. They're not too much, and they're not asking for the impossible. These women are asking for clarity. And clarity is not something you're born with, but it's something that you build. Now let's talk about the struggles that has not only come up in the group so far, but what I see and hear a lot in my discovery calls, my kickstart calls, and when I work with women on a daily basis. And that is two words. It's imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is not a confidence issue. It's not a mindset flaw. And it's not because you're not good enough. Imposter syndrome is something that happens when your identity hasn't caught up with your reality. You can have all the talent, be the best interior designer in the world. You can have the taste and you can even have the experience and the flair. But if your business has no structure, no service clarity, no boundaries, and no defined pathway, then your nervous system does not feel safe. And when your nervous system does not feel safe, confidence disappears. And here's the truth most people won't say. Imposter syndrome thrives in vagueness. It goes crazy. So when your services are unclear, when you doubt yourself, when your pricing feels wobbly, when you hesitate, you can't show up on discovery calls or speak to the client with conviction, when your boundaries aren't defined, client leads instead of you, what happens? You procrastinate, you overwork, you fill your days with admin, tweaking, learning, refining, because doing actually feels safer than deciding. And I want to bring this to life with a real example, because this isn't theory. This is the work I do with women every single day in Design Boss Diary. And I've had women come to me and say, I just feel completely shrouded in imposter syndrome. I get online, I look at other designers, everything looks so glossy and so perfect. Where am I going wrong? And what I always say first is this: you are not going wrong. You are comparing yourself to businesses that are already structured while you're still trying to build without one. So I want to share an example. My client Elle, she came to me last April and she came into my world. She was completely overwhelmed. She didn't have clearly defined services in her business. There was too much crossover, one service bleeding into another. boundaries blurred, expectations unclear. And from the outside, it looked like she lacked confidence, but in reality, her business had no container to hold her confidence. Her structure was all over the place, which meant she couldn't explain what she clearly did, and she couldn't position herself confidently, and she couldn't show up online without feeling exposed. Can you imagine how that can feel as a designer and a business owner? So the first thing I did was not the mindset work. I didn't jump straight into visibility with her. I didn't tell her to just be more confident and try and show up. Together we went back to the foundations, and we did this through Design Destiny and Design Thrive. But I looked at her business model. We clearly defined her services. We really structured every single one. We separated what belonged where, and we strengthened all of her boundaries within that. We clarified her USP, her purpose, her why, her golden thread, her uniqueness, and what she brings to the brand so that she could orchestrate that across her business. And once those foundations were in place, something really important happened. She could finally see her business clearly from A to B. She understood how to talk about her services. She understood how to guide her clients. She understood how to show up online as her true self without trying to copy what everyone else was doing. And from there, I started to layer in the mindset support. I built a visibility plan for her that felt really self and aligned to her and her business. And because the structure was solid, everything else started to flow. She went from barely showing up at all, completely paralyzed by imposter syndrome, to pivoting her business in under 6 months. And now, just a few months into the Thrive membership, she's showing up confidently online, she's signing clients, and she's accepting the highest invoices that she's ever had in her business. Invoices she openly said she never believed were possible. And that there is the power of structure. Not forcing confidence, but building a business that actually supports the woman behind it. But here's the line I want you to hear clearly. Imposter syndrome isn't emotional, it's operational. It is not healed by affirmations alone, it's healed by structure. And alongside imposter syndrome, I also want to touch upon sales. This is what I hear constantly as well. I am just not really good at sales within my business. Now, I want to lovingly but firmly say this to you. You do not need to be good at sales in your business to sell. You need to understand your services, because sales is not persuasion or convincing or chasing. Sales comes down to clarity. Clarity in what you understand and how to move a client through your business. You need to understand what each service does, who's it for, where it starts and ends, and how a client moves through that particular product or service. You don't sell. Your job is to guide, and that's the difference. And the work I do with women in their interior design business when you come and work inside Design Boss Diary is we understand how to guide through clarity. Because when you sell from uncertainty, clients really, really feel it. But when you sell from structure, clients relax. And confidence alone with that dissolves imposter syndrome as well. So this can be one of the main reasons why women stay absolutely stuck for years. Not because they're not capable, but because they are trying to do this alone. Imposter syndrome doesn't heal in isolation. It heals through the right conversations, reflection, being supported at the right level, and being challenged and having someone to hold you to the version of yourself you're becoming. You don't need more information. You need the right conversations in your business and to be held accountable. And this is where I want to speak directly to you. So if you're listening to this and thinking, do you know what? I'm absolutely done overthinking. I'm done doubting myself. I'm done building without structure. Then this is exactly why I created the Designer's Blueprint Bootcamp. This bootcamp is not about doing more, it's about building properly. We look at the elements of your foundations, which include how you should be structuring your services, your boundaries in your business, what a well-oiled business machine actually looks like, and how to create confidence in your business. So that confidence is no longer something you chase, it becomes something you stand in. And this moves you from being an interior designer to an interior design business owner, because the two can be very, very different. Okay, you could be operating from a place of a very expensive hobby, or you could be operating from an actual design business. And this is the starting point for women who are ready to move out of imposter syndrome and into leadership within their business. And if you're ready to make 2026 the year you stop hovering on the edge and step fully into your role as a designer and a business owner, I would absolutely love to support you inside the bootcamp. All the details are below. You can come and join us. And if you feel you want to go a little bit deeper, closer proximity, and get the most out of these 5 days together, then there are 5 spaces left in our VIP evening, where you can receive hot seat coaching and mentoring directly for your business in an intimate setting. You can secure your seat below £47 plus VAT. And remember this, you are not behind. You are not incapable. You are simply at the stage where structure matters to you and your business. I'll see you inside the Interior Designers Blueprint Bootcamp starting Monday, the 23rd of Feb.